Episode 6, Series 5. Why High Performers Are Afraid of Their Own Power. The real reason you feel stuck, even after doing the work and checking all the boxes. Most people think they're afraid of failure. In my experience, that's rarely the issue. Many high performers are far more afraid of their own power than their limitations. Not because they lack potential, talent, or intelligence, but because deep down they understand that fully stepping into their power would change everything. Their relationships, their boundaries, their career, their identity, and their entire way of being. In addition, it would bring more responsibility, a sense of no turning back, a sense of finality, of grief, and the end of renegotiating the past, holding on to two versions just in case. And that's where the real resistance begins. If you've ever felt like you've done all the work, checked all the boxes in life, and still feel stuck, save this video, stay with me until the end. This conversation may explain something you've been feeling for a long time. Identity always wins. One of the most important things I help clients understand is this. Identity always wins. People don't rise to the level of their goals. They fall back to the level of the identity they currently hold. You can desire freedom, success, purpose, love, and abundance, but if your nervous system still identifies more with struggle, sacrifice, proving, perfectionism, people-pleasing, responsibility, or survival, that identity will continue organizing your reality. This is why awareness alone doesn't create transformation. You can understand the pattern and still repeat it. You can know exactly what needs to change and still feel unable to move. You can see the cage and remain inside it, because insight doesn't automatically become embodiment. As Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Many people are trying to create a new reality while remaining loyal to an old identity. And eventually, the old identity reaches its limits and radical honesty and choice takes center stage. The golden shadow. Most people know about the shadow. The surface shadow, the obvious foster child, the disowned, neglected, suppressed, repressed, ignored, anger, grief, fear, and wounds, the parts of ourselves we reject. But there is another shadow that receives far less attention and in my experience is often much harder to face, the golden shadow, the exiled king or queen. Your misunderstood, misjudged greatness, relegated in the depths of your shadow world, the mammoth in the room, the brick and mortar of our authentic self, the big kahuna. The golden shadow contains everything about ourselves that is extraordinary, magnificent, unique, the concentrated essence of who we were meant to express fully. Powerful, creative, sovereign, loving, wise, and fully alive that we have not yet given ourselves permission to embody. It contains the leader who still seeks approval, the visionary who still plays small, the healer who doubts their gift, the artist who fears being seen, the teacher who is still waiting for permission, the sovereign who continues acting like a servant to everyone else's expectations, the king or queen who is still waiting for the external world to crown him or her. Many people spend years trying to heal their wounds, while remaining completely unaware of the greatness they have exiled. They are circling it like a forbidden territory. Like a Pandora's box, they are afraid to open for fear it won't close back if they change their mind. that greatness becomes the mammoth in the room, the elephant everyone sees except the person carrying it. Sometimes clients tell me, I know I'm meant for more, and then immediately explain why they cannot have it, why they are not ready, why they need another certification, another course, another year, another sign, or another permission slip. Delays are an option that they unconsciously use to get ready to get ready. Close but not there yet. Almost there but never quite arriving. This tricky attitude keeps their true self at arm's length, where they feel they can still negotiate with their own emergence. Meanwhile, their life force is being consumed by maintaining a version of themselves they have already outgrown. This is where many high performers become stuck, not because they lack capacity, but because they have reached the edge of an identity that can no longer contain the truth of who they are becoming. The old identity begins feeling cramped, heavy, exhausting, disorienting, and bewildering. The achievements stop satisfying. The goals stop motivating. The rewards lose their emotional charge. Life becomes flat, uneventful on the surface, and restless, intense on the inside. One feels ready to blow if no relief is found soon. Not because something is wrong, because the soul is calling for expansion. Many people interpret this as failure. I see it differently. I see it as inevitable emergence. The golden shadow is not asking you to become someone else. It is asking you to stop pretending you are smaller than you are and get with your soul's program, the destiny that awaits. The divine plan is laid in front of you and only requires for you to come on board fully and deliberately. Describe in the comments the queen, the king you exiled from survival necessity, and ask yourself, is this still justified? Am I ready to fully wear my crown and step into my kingdom, the kingdom of God that was always within? The body is the signal. This is where science and spirit meet. The body does not only store trauma, the body also stores potential. The body remembers truth we have not yet fully embodied. The body remembers gifts, talents, purpose, authenticity, dormant capacities, and the life waiting to be lived. This is why people often experience anxiety, restlessness, exhaustion, emotional intensity, or a deep sense of dissatisfaction right before a breakthrough. They assume something is wrong, and this is a costly assumption at a critical moment in the process of individuation. Often something is trying to emerge because it's time, and the conditions for transition are being gathered. The body isn't always signaling danger. Sometimes it is signaling expansion, the next evolutionary phase. The nervous system interprets expansion through the lens of familiarity, and for many people, greatness is far less familiar than struggle. Freedom is far less familiar than obligation. Authenticity is less familiar than performance. Sovereignty is less familiar than adaptation. So the body reacts, not because the path is wrong, but because the path is new. Being in the body and trusting the intelligence at this stage is of utmost importance. Feeling where the somatic imprints reside, especially after being triggered or inspired, and trusting its information. Reading the emotions like the energy in motion they are. The gap at the threshold. Every transformation contains a threshold, a gap between the old identity and the new identity. The old self no longer fits. The new self has not fully arrived. I call this the in-between, and this is where many people turn back, not because they're failing, but because they misinterpret growth for the opposite. Because uncertainty feels uncomfortable, the old identity is dissolving, the nervous system is recalibrating and increasing its capacity to hold the new you emerging. Because life is asking them to trust before they have evidence, to decide before they have certainty, to choose over and over the new state of being until it becomes the new baseline, until it becomes natural. This is the place where courage is required, where a deeper trust of the process, the divine intelligence behind it, and the path we are is embodied. Not performed certainty. This is where the hero's journey lives. This is where initiation happens. This is where the old survival structures begin collapsing. And this is where the future version of you begins calling louder than the past version. The real cost of staying stuck. People often think staying stuck is neutral. It isn't. There is a cost, a very real cost. Every day you spend betraying what you know to be true requires energy. Every day you continue negotiating with your truth creates internal conflict and opportunity cost externally. The opportunity to be on purpose, to share and contribute your divine expressions and gifts fully, to already be living the life you were meant to live. The body feels it, and so do your nervous system, relationships, work, and spirit. Over time, that conflict becomes exhaustion. The exhaustion becomes resentment. The resentment becomes numbness. The numbness becomes depression. Necessarily clinical depression, existential depression, which is felt as an unshakable flatness. The feeling that life has lost its color, its meaning, its vitality. Many people think they are tired because they are doing too much. Sometimes they are tired because they are suppressing too much. Suppressing the truth, their voice, their heart's desires, their gifts, and their authentic power. The body can only carry what's contrary for so long while leaking precious energy. At some point, something begins pushing back. The anxiety, the burnout, the emotional intensity, the restlessness, the feeling that something must change, that we have reached the end of the road, and that our back has been too long against the wall. These are not always signs of pathology. Sometimes they are signs of awakening, of a need for a renewal of the mind, a rebirth of the body, under the loyal guidance of the soul. Sometimes they are evidence that your life is no longer willing to support the version of you that was built around survival. Survival mode is no longer justified, and the creator mode is itching on the starting block, ready to hit the ground running, ready to be unleashed. The greatest source of suffering is not what we don't know. It is what we know and continue to betray, our best life still unlived. If you've ever felt this way, comment threshold below. I want you to know you're not alone. The power of deciding. There comes a moment when awareness is no longer enough, a moment when healing is no longer enough, a moment when understanding is no longer enough. You already know. You know the relationship, the boundary, the truth, the calling, and the next step. What remains is the decision. Not certainty, really, decision. History gives us powerful examples of this. There is a story often told about the Moorish commander who landed with his army on the shores of Spain. After arriving, he ordered the boats burned immediately. He said, "Burn the boats down. It's either victory or death. No retreat, no backup plan, No returning to what was familiar or endless negotiations. No exit, period. Only two options remained: move forward or perish trying. Whether taken literally or symbolically, the lesson is profound. Transformation accelerates when retreat is no longer a strategy, when hedging your bets becomes old, when renegotiating endlessly with yourself feels like what it is, a waste of time, energy, and momentum. Most people keep one foot on the old life and one foot on the new. One foot on the brake and one foot on the accelerator. One foot on truth, one foot on fear. One foot on freedom, one foot on obligation. One foot in emergence, one foot in survival. And then wonder why they feel exhausted. Because divided energy creates divided results. At some point, the soul asks for commitment. Not perfection, commitment. The moment you decide, something remarkable happens. The internal argument begins to quiet, and static and noise-free space appears. The endless negotiation starts losing momentum, and new perspective and perception expands our reach and making new choices available, visible, and accessible. The energy that was previously spent maintaining indecision becomes available again. You feel lighter, freer inside, not because everything is solved, but because you are no longer fighting yourself. You are no longer feeding two hungry wolves at the same time. You have stopped worshipping two masters, love and fear of love. The nervous system begins removing old scaffolding and reorganizing now that it feels safe to deploy the next infrastructure that builds the capacity to receive what's emerging. It can now prepare the foundations that will sustain the true self. The body begins relaxing and registering ease and peace. Your perception changes and expands. Opportunities and solutions become visible. Support appears when needed, as if magnetized. Synchronicities increase, confirming the shift is real. Science might describe this as nervous system regulation, selective attention, and cognitive coherence. Spirit might describe it as alignment, flow, and guidance. Different language, same reality. The relief does not come because the path suddenly becomes easy. The relief comes because you stop carrying the weight of indecision. You stop carrying a dead corpse, rebuilding the ashes of the old and done. You stop leaking your energy, holding on to identities no longer serving you, that served a purpose, which was to get you out of survival mode. The emerging self is ready to take it from here, fully, without going back and fetching pieces of the old construct of reality meant to be led to rest. And then something even more important happens. Your practice returning, again and again and again. Every boundary, every conversation, every choice, every day, every moment you choose truth over fear. Eventually, the new choice becomes the new baseline. The nervous system adapts, the identity reorganizes around the emergent self, the identity chosen to be embodied. Even if your old life keeps calling your name for a while, you'll start hearing it less and less until gone. And what once felt terrifying becomes normal. That is how embodiment happens. Not through one grand move, but through thousands of small returns, micro shifts to the same truth. Love is the companion frequency. On this journey, and through all of it, there is one frequency that makes the journey possible. Love, not sentimentality, not romance. Love as a frequency, as consciousness, which reestablishes self-respect, self-honoring, compassion of self and others, devotion to peace, truth, and harmony. Because fear keeps asking, what if I fail? Love asks, what if I finally become who I came here to be? Fear contracts, love expands. Fear maintains the old identity, love allows the true identity to emerge. When love becomes stronger than fear, the golden shadow stops feeling dangerous. It starts feeling like home, like the kingdom. Practical application. Ask yourself, what truth have I been negotiating with? What part of myself am I still afraid to become? Where is my energy leaking through approval seeking, guilt, obligation, perfectionism, responsibility, or proving? And what is one small act of congruence I can take today? One conversation, one boundary, one honest choice, one authentic expression. The nervous system doesn't change through theory. It changes through evidence, through repetition, and a sense of order and safety. What if you were one decision away from your greatness? I invite you to decide today who you are committed to be in this lifetime, and be that before proof, before certainty, and watch the magic of you and the life you were meant to live unfold. You decide to make it real, and so it is. In closing, there comes a moment on every transformational path where the issue is no longer awareness. You have read the books, done the therapy, taken the courses, collected the insights. You already know deep in your bones, in your soul. The question becomes, will you continue negotiating with your truth, hedge your bets, or will you finally decide, bet on you? Because transformation doesn't begin when you discover your truth. Transformation begins when you stop negotiating with it, resisting it. And when you do, the internal civil war ends. The signal becomes clear, the energy and power return where they belong, and life begins organizing around who you truly are. Not who you had to be, but who you came here to be. If this message resonated, like, share, save, and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, what truth are you no longer willing to negotiate with? And who is the king, the queen you are deciding to embody now? How do they think, feel, move, talk, love, lead, and magnetize? Because your answer may be the doorway, the blueprint to everything that comes next. The frequency calls, the fire rises, and now it radiates. Enter at your own shift. Still Fire 1111. And if this resonated with you, subscribe to the series, download the free ebook, Energy is Everything, Using Science and Spirit to Master Vibrational Reality, free for subscriber of Still Fire 1111. And to celebrate my launch on Heal Me, book a free 20-minute discovery call. This is not about becoming someone else. This is about finally allowing who you are to organize your life. Heal deep, rise sovereign. The frequency calls, the fire rises, and now it radiates. Welcome to your kingdom.